Let me just clear my throat. So basically today I thought I'd do a video talking about, like some Blu-rays and DVDs that need an upgrade, even films that are released on Blu-ray that seriously need like either an upgrade to a new limited 4K edition, like a really good set of it, or just even a Blu-ray, especially in the UK. So I'm just going to talk about some. I've been looking over my collection and things like that, and I've just been looking at what needs an actual like UK release. Even if I've got like say a Region A or a like a German release of it, it still needs a release in the UK. So I thought I'd just pick a few titles out, and just talk about it, because I think as a collector, I assume if you watch this channel, like the majority of you love collecting physical media, and it's great, just actually having a tangible disc, and we love the artwork and the package, we just love it, and it's just great. I've always liked collecting physical media, and I think today I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to kind of like chill a bit, and I'm just going to talk, make a slightly lengthy video. I'm not sure how long it will turn out. It could turn out short, to be fair, but I picked a few movies out that I think need upgrades in some shape or form, and I'm just going to pick them out. I'm just going to go over them basically and talk about them. And one I thought I'd start with is Near Dark. So I got the media book. This is a German media book. It's on Blu-ray. It's a nice edition. It's great. It's a lovely edition. Picked up a few years back. Maybe, I don't know, I want to say 4 years ago. That's the cover. It looks really nice. Like, don't get me wrong, this is a great edition. Comes with the DVD as well. There's a look inside. So it's one of these German media books. Plays in English. It's just a German, over in Germany, they do release a lot of these lovely media books, which I think are fantastic. I do love collecting them, and I'll always keep this even when a better version comes out of this film. But there is a Studio Canal release on Blu-ray, which you can pick up in the UK at a reasonable price, but it's quite an old Blu-ray now. I think this really needs should I say, a 4K UHD in all territories. I don't believe, is there one? I don't think there is, but I think especially in like the UK and the US, this needs a 4K release, whether it's like Scream Factory or Arrow, Second Sight, maybe even a Synapse. I'm not too sure, but Near Dark, it's a great vampire movie. It's a classic, and it's a really good one, and it deserves to be on 4K now. Like I say, it's got a UK Blu-ray and stuff. I believe it's hard. I don't know if there might be a standard like US one. I'm not sure who released that, but someone like Scream Factory needs to put out a 4K of Near Dark. They probably are going to. I've heard rumblings over the past couple of years. I keep hearing stuff about Near Dark getting a 4K. I think Studio Canal have the Blu-ray in the UK and Europe, so maybe Studio Canal will do a 4K of Near Dark. That'd be fantastic. I've got this media book. It's lovely. It's a 1080p, transfer. It looks pretty good, but yeah, let's have a new edition. Like, let's have a really good 4K limited edition set. I noticed on Studio Canal are doing The Wicker Man, which is released in September, and let's see, let's get Near Dark out there. That'd be absolutely fantastic. It's quite a linear movie. It's a simple movie about a crew of vampires that go around, on their little escapades and things, and it's a bit of a love story as well. This woman falls in love with a vampire, basically. I believe that's it. I've not seen it for a few years, but I have seen it a couple of times, and I do really like Near Dark. So I just wanted to mention that one. I think I've said enough about Near Dark. And another release, set of movies, should I say, and especially the original, is of course A Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, when I did my complete collection, I did mention what everybody mentions. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about it over the past few years. Let's get a decent Nightmare on Elm Street collection. I mean, whether it's Blu-ray or 4K, I mean, this flimsy set is just not doing it justice. I know there's a thicker version of this set, so it's still got a flimsy box, but you can get like a bigger version of this set, literally, with the same artwork and stuff, with the first 7 movies. They're not on separate discs. I believe the original in this set's on a separate disc, and then the other ones like 2 and 3 are on a disc, and 4 and 5 and so on. It goes up to New Nightmare, so it's missing the remake, and Freddy vs Jason if you want to include that. But look at what Scream Factory did with Friday the 13th back in, was it 2020? I think in October they released this deluxe edition. Every movie on a separate disc, bonus features, packed full of features, a book, hard set. You can hear me tapping it, the usual, like, let's tap the hard set. And it's just fantastic. It's got lovely artwork. This is what they need to do for Nightmare on Elm Street. They just need to put this set out of its misery. Because, don't get me wrong, I'm happy to have it. They've got all the first films on Blu-ray. I'm happy to have it. I'm not moaning too much, because if I want to watch a Nightmare on Elm Street, I can pick up this set. But it deserves this sort of treatment. We want a Nightmare on Elm Street with, like, you know, imagine this artwork with, you know, the same artist who did Jason doing Freddy, and it's just got loads of Freddys in all his different, you know, different attires that he's worn in Nightmares over the 8 movies. Even the remake, I mean, include the remake. Like, that'd be absolutely brilliant. But yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street, we've got this set. Thicker version of this is out somewhere. I have seen it in an HMV before, and there's God, there's an ice cream van going by. Goodness. Adds a bit of music to the video though. And there's also HMV in the UK did a hard set, so they took this set basically how it is and made it into a thick set with a book, and it was better. I've not got it personally. I didn't bother splashing out the sort of like £50 on it or whatever it was. So HMV tried doing a better set, but it just didn't get the treatment it deserved. We need 4K scans of the movies. We need a choice. We need, for people who collect Blu-ray, they just need a standard Blu-ray set that's to this standard, like the Friday the 13th from Scream Factory, and we need a 4K. So get a Nightmare on Elm Street out in a deluxe edition, you know, every film on 4K, not just up to New Nightmare. Let's have like Freddy vs Jason and the 2010 Nightmare on Elm Street remake included in 4K. I know a lot of people hate that movie. It's not the worst thing I've seen. Quite like the depiction of Freddy in it, but it's definitely not a patch on the originals. But what I'm trying to put across is we need a really good Nightmare on Elm Street set, basically. Let's put that one back. So let's talk about another one. Yeah, let's go for this one. So this has had a few releases. The Beyond. This is the Arrow video from, not sure when they released this, maybe like 2018 or something. Don't know if it says. Maybe someone's found it quicker than me. No, it doesn't. So I believe this is maybe a bit earlier than 2018. I'm not too sure. It's out of print now. It's the Arrow release. It's got the reversible sleeve. Fantastic Lucio Fulci movie. Yeah, it needs a 4K basically. I know there's a 4K remaster. Because Shameless, you know Shameless who did the Yellow Cases, in the UK they released The Beyond you know, like maybe 2 years ago, with a 4K remaster on a disc, but it just didn't do the film justice. We need like an actual 4K UHD, so someone, you know, jump on it. I mean, I could see someone like Blue Underground putting out one, which is mainly for the US market, but you know, you could get hold of it in the UK. But yeah, whether it's a US market, because obviously 4K is region free, so you can play it on any player, so it's okay to import them. I mean, it'd be cheaper if they made versions for each territory, like we'll be able to get it in the UK at a better price and so on, instead of importing. But yeah, let's get Lucio Fulci's The Beyond on 4K in ultra high definition, you know, on the disc, because it's a fantastic movie, and I think this one would just look great. I've never watched the Shameless one, but I'd assume the transfer is really good. And a movie that doesn't even have a Blu-ray in the UK is May. It's a weird, quirky little movie, you know, about a woman, and she's basically doing what she's doing, and she's trying to make friends and stuff. Makes friends at a job and stuff, and she's got some strange stuff going on. Basically creating a human toy, like a human doll, but it's a really good movie, and it doesn't even have a Blu-ray release in the UK. I'm not sure about like other territories, but this is a German media book edition, so I'm happy to have this like 1080p sort of transfer of the film. So I do have a Blu-ray of it, but it's got English audio with it being an American film, but it's a German release. Let's say, you know, why aren't any of the labels grabbing this movie and saying, you know, let's put it out, because it should sell, because it's known. It's a really good movie, so it'd be fantastic to see, like, I don't know, an Arrow or something, an 88, like put May out on Blu-ray, like especially in the UK. I mean, it could probably do with a good Blu-ray release in the US as well, but that's the German edition. Another one, I'm not going to talk too much about this one because some people like it, some people don't, but this needs a 4K. Rob Zombie's Halloween and his sequel Halloween 2. I didn't pull that one out, but they both need a 4K, so let's get a 4K UHD of Halloween. Rob Zombie's Halloween from 2007. And one that's absolutely, there's a couple here that I like, especially in the UK. I mean, this is the Scream Factory Blu-ray. It's a steelbook, really nice one. It's an import, but even if I have, like, you know, even if I have a movie that I've imported and I've got an edition, I'm still, like, aware of the fact, like, it needs a release in the UK. Like, I don't understand, like, why. I'm not even criticising anybody, I'm just thought it'd be a good topic for a video, but I just genuinely don't understand why there's, I mean, there is rights issues and that, I get all that, like, and stuff, but they're throwing money at certain films and things. Why is nobody jumping on Pumpkinhead? Like, I know, like, in America, like, Scream Factory released Pumpkinhead, so this is a Scream Factory Region A. You have to have a Region 3 player for it, and it's a 4K transfer on a Blu-ray, so it is just a Blu-ray, but with a 4K transfer. And I know they did an original Blu-ray of it as well, which isn't the 4K transfer. So they did their collector's edition of Pumpkinhead, then they did the 4K transfer on a Blu-ray on Steelbook from Scream Factory, which is fantastic, because I imported it at quite a good price. I remember when I first got it, it come all dented and I was really disappointed, so I had to send that back and had to buy it off somebody else. This was 2020, I think. I think it come out the same week as the Friday the 13th set, or like a week after or something. But yeah, I had to import this. So I've got Pumpkinhead on Blu-ray, thankfully, which is great. But, you know, I had to pay a bit for it. Like, you know, I had to make sure I've got some money saved and, you know, pay £40 plus for it, UK and stuff. And, like, this doesn't have a Blu-ray release in the UK. There's a DVD. I've actually got the DVD somewhere. There's a cheap DVD of it, but we want a Blu-ray or a 4K. Predominantly, you know, predominantly we want a 4K. But yeah, I'm sure Scream Factory will do a 4K. I won't be surprised if some point this year, maybe even for around Halloween or maybe some point into next year, that Scream Factory announce a 4K UHD of Pumpkinhead, which will be fantastic, and I will import it. But never mind all the 4K talk, Pumpkinhead doesn't have a Blu-ray release in the UK. Why? We could do with the box set, because there is 4 movies, although they're nowhere near as good as the original. They're quite sort of bad movies, but I enjoy them because I just love Pumpkinhead in general. So I'd take a box set of like Pumpkinhead movies as well. As they should release a box set, a hardbound box, and do the first film separate as well on Blu-ray and 4K, especially in the UK. Like I say, I know Scream Factory is going to put this one out at some point, but in the UK it doesn't have a Blu-ray. I know I keep blurting on about it, but I think it's crazy. Like, Pumpkinhead doesn't have a UK Blu-ray. I mean, I could see 101 Films doing it, Arrow could do it, 88 possibly could do it if they, you know, if they manage to get the rights and stuff. I know it's a bit of a game and that. I don't know what's involved with rights and things, so maybe I'm just blurting on like an idiot. Perhaps I am, but yeah, in the UK, Pumpkinhead doesn't have a release. It has a German release, I believe. There is a Region B of Pumpkinhead, so don't worry too much. You can pick a Region B up of Pumpkinhead for about £20 or something if you look on Amazon. But it is a German release. We need like an actual, and it has English audio, which is fine, but we need and there's there's 2 Scream Factory releases of it, but it needs a Blu-ray. It needs a UK Blu-ray release and a 4K as well. I'm not missing out on 4K. I'm just saying it could do with a. Yeah, okay. I've hammered that home. I keep banging on about Pumpkinhead like a spaz, but anyway. And then Sleepaway Camp doesn't have a UK Blu-ray. There's Blu-rays in different territories. This is the Region A Scream Factory, which is quite old now. Great movie. It's a bit of an yeah, it's well known. It's got a notorious ending. I think most horror fans will have known that. Don't want to go on too much like a silly person about it like I did with Pumpkinhead, but yeah, get a UK Blu-ray release. I'm sure, like, again, Scream Factory will release this in 4K. The sequels I would have liked on Scream Factory as well, but they're out of print with the decent artwork. 88 Films have done the other 2 for the Slasher Classics collection. I do have the second one. I don't have the third one, Teenage Wasteland, yet. I've seen it. But yeah, someone needs to get a 4K out of Sleepaway Camp, whether it's Scream Factory, I don't know, or one of the other boutique labels. And as well as getting the 4K sorted, a label in the UK needs to get Sleepaway Camp, like, you know, put out a Sleepaway Camp set. I know 88 Films have done the other 2 sequels, but no one's put out even, you know, never mind a 4K, no one's put out a Blu-ray of Sleepaway Camp. You know, it's just crazy. So I'm going to have a little look through the collection. There's loads. Like, I could do like a few videos on this. Like, I'm not even moaning. I'm like quite happy doing it. And like, I just thought it was a good topic. So, you know, if you watch this video and you know, especially if you're in, like, I don't mean to sort of like restrict to countries or anything, but if you're in the UK and you watch this, you know what I'm talking about with some of these movies. They just, 4K would be out of this world, but they just need a Blu-ray release, like a good Blu-ray release. Like, it's pretty crazy, really. Another one, like, I can see this one, and this doesn't have a UK Blu-ray release. It has a, is the Living Dead at Manchester Morgue. This is the Region A Synapse with the 4K transfer. Yeah, I've got it. So you might say, what's he moaning about? Like, he's got it, but I sort of just think it needs a UK release as well. Don't know whether I'd even get it, because I have this lovely release. But if it was in 4K, if it was a 4K UHD, I'd get it. But at some point. But yeah, it doesn't have a Blu-ray release in the UK. Like, it's crazy. It's quite a classic as well. I mean, it's not the most renowned film. It's renowned enough, but yeah. Living Dead at Manchester Morgue. It has a Blue Underground. They released one years ago, and then Synapse did that lovely steelbook. You know, even from the Synapse section here, I could literally pick movies out that just don't have a UK release. Again, sorry to restrict to countries, but you know, I'm from the UK, so you know, like that. The Dawn That Drip Blood, great like slasher movie, doesn't have a Blu-ray in the UK. That one does, Vampire Circus. Someone did release that recently. I have the Synapse. So Curtains, that doesn't have a Blu-ray in the UK. That could do with one. Here's another one. That's not the, you know, it's not the biggest of films, but Satan's Little Helper. Synapse released this lovely edition. Someone should get the rights in the UK and do it. Same goes for The Kindred. Synapse, so it's a Region A, but it might be Region 3 actually. I say it's it's Region 3, so I don't know what I'm complaining about. I'm not even complaining, I'm just saying, like, it'd be cool to see UK releases of some of these movies. I'm just picking a few out now at random, but if you do fancy The Kindred, Synapse is Region 3. Forgot about that. You know, there's loads of movies, like, you can literally, like, let me just, like, Tourist Trap, these are Region, I believe these are Region A releases. It might be Region 3. Yeah, Region A. Says there. So Tourist Trap, not Tourist Trap, sorry, Evil Dead Trap, the Japanese sort of, like, it's almost like into Evil Dead a little bit. So forget when I said Tourist Trap. There's another one though. I'm saying Tourist Trap and saying forget it, but Tourist Trap doesn't have a UK release. Like, they'd get so many more people to be aware of these movies. I know a lot of people are and import, like I do, when I can and can afford it, but you know, if some of these movies were released in the UK and we could get them at a really good price, there'd be, these movies would have a big market, like, you know, so many. Anyway, that's the video. Let me know what you think. Basically, I'm not even moaning, like, I'm just sort of saying, like, there's so many movies that need, like, a good upgrade on Blu-ray or a good upgrade on 4K in every territory. I know I did cover a few that need a UK release even on standard Blu-ray, but, like, you know, even in other countries and stuff, there's a lot of films like that just need they need the boutique treatment. And while there's a bit of a boom with physical media and a lot of collectors are, like, into it, let's get them out there, like, before it maybe does. Hopefully it won't die off. I don't think it will. I think there'll always be a market for it. Like, look at vinyl records, they've come back. I don't collect personally because I'm happy with, like, Spotify and CDs, but, you know, and downloading, but there is a market for vinyl. They're lovely. I wouldn't even mind collecting vinyl. I just won't, because I collect so many movies and other things and collectibles. It's just another rabbit hole for me, and it's going to cost me, like, so much. That's why I don't collect vinyl. I might do one day, but look at vinyl, that's come back. So, like, physical media could make a big boom, and it is going through a good period at the minute. There's some great releases. I'm not even knocking the companies. They're fantastic. They're putting out some great stuff. Maybe I should have a little bit more patience. But anyway, as always, you know what I'm like. If you watch the videos, pop a comment in, I'll get back to you. And that's basically my little piece on some of the movies that need to be released on in better formats and editions. Okay, bye.